Yeah.
And I think that perfectionist approach has a lot more weight and a lot more value. Once it's out there,
Sure.
it's out there.
You know what? The grass is always greener on the other side, right? Because like I see, C-Dub in the booth. He goes in, he'll drop, an entire song. In 20 minutes, he'll finish recording an entire song. And he's got that voice, that style, to where it's just one and done. You know what I mean? And it's flawless. And, when I go in, I will over-criticize every take I do. Sometimes, there's been times when I spent 3 hours on one verse, just trying to get that perfect delivery. Just that, again, it's that perfectionist, mentality that pays off in the end, but it requires a lot of work up front sometimes. You know what I mean?
Well, C-Dub's like 9,000 albums deep.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not
though.
delivering style or product that's fantastic, because he's incredible at what he does. I'm just saying some people are able to have their signature sound and do what they do efficiently, quicker. You know what I mean? So
every artist is different, but the thing is, it works for you,
right?
And
right.
For you, it's going to define your legacy. It's going to you're going to be remembered, and part of it is you with that approach. And your live shows, you translate that perfectly to your live shows. A lot of people I see the complaint that people just rap over their song.
Right. They call it training wheels.
No,
Those are training wheels.
And I hear every single word. When you perform a song, it sounds like the album.
Thanks, man.
You are that precise. You're that dead on.
I appreciate it. You know what?
You're just amazing at what you do.
I'm really grateful that you said that, actually, because that's been a long-time goal of mine for enhancing my live performance. That's why I went all in-ears, too, last year, is I made the investment of getting an in-ear system, an rack system for when doing, shows opening up for headliners, because the monitor mixes are always iffy and never guaranteed to be something consistent. And having that in-ear mix helps recreate what is closest to the recording as possible in a live show.
I think every artist should have that. That is something actually Siren and I have been looking at. In-ear, there are a lot of little things that you as an audio guy, because we're both audio guys, that's something else that I didn't mention, but I'd love for you to elaborate on. You do production. Production is in. Some people equate that to beats. You do beats as well? Why have I never known this?
Yeah, the back-to-back record, I did all the beats on that record.
Okay.
The last record I did, C-Dub produced most of it. And actually, to be honest, the majority of my records, I made all the beats on.
Okay.
Lately, I've been kind of just branching out due to time limitations and having other producers do beats, because with a lot of work, like you said, doing sound engineering, live sound and studio sound for a lot of other projects and stuff, it makes it a little difficult to find time to compose instrumentals in addition to writing and recording. So you have show after show nonstop. You do weddings, you do other DJing events and live sound things. So I would think with the activity that I see you with, yes, the beat composition would be what maybe suffers isn't the right word. Back burner. Totally.
That becomes the back burner.
Totally.
So overall, that's why I wanted to have you on here. You with your push, your grind, your artistry, and just your dedication. Dedication is a great word for you. You have a brand. Your brand is everywhere. I see it. I'm on Facebook. Oh, there's more Optimiztiq stuff. And and you and I have worked together, and you work with artists that I work with. So
yeah, man,
you're part of my umbrella team.
It's a family, man. I'm grateful to be a part of it and to have connected with you, man. I think it's beautiful thing when you find a team of people who are equally as dedicated as you and have the same vision and drive, and that aligns with your vision. You know what I mean? It's sometimes hard to find people who have all of the aspects of that, because you'll find people who may have, the desire to succeed but not have the drive to succeed, or not have the ability to develop the tools, or don't have the desire to build the tools. You know what I mean? So it's finding people who are well skilled in what they do, and people who are wanting to go as far as they can and excel and push each other to raise that bar to be the best versions that they can be. It's fantastic. So I'm stoked to be in your presence and build with you, man.
Well, absolutely pleased to have you here. Now I want to jump into some music. But there was also on that whole team aspect, we're definitely going to chat about something you have coming up that's your biggest exposure situation to date. So my listeners are going to want to hear about that. So you sent me some songs. The most high vibrate. That's the first one we're going to kick off with.
Yeah.
Now
let's get those vibes up.
That is from your most recent and one of your deepest, most heartfelt releases.
Yeah. C-Dub's on the beat too. Most of the beats on this record. This is a project where I really went internally and got a little more real with myself and with my product. You know what I mean? Really getting into a lot of subconscious traumas from the past and trying to reflect on that and let it go to help grow and help other people be inspired to do the same.
Well, let's hit them with High Vibrate.
Yeah.
You're tuned in to Happy Hour with DJ Luke with my guest, Optimiztiq.
Hey, yo, this is Flossalini. You are now listening to the Mayonnaise Minute with DJ Luke. Happy Hour. Yeah, the Merry Minute.
Stupid. Flossalini, love you, dude.
Flosstastic. That was Flosstastic.
Floss is crazy.
Still never met that dude, man.
Oh, he's a good dude, and he's very skilled. He's an artist. He's a graphic guy.
Oh yeah, I followed him for years, man. And just love his moves he's making and what he's doing and his activity, his energy, everything. Just never met him.
So, that song, High Vibrate, is from your most recent project.
Yes.
Give me, and my listeners, of course, the lowdown on that project.
So that is one of, a small handful of songs that are still upbeat because I got to still be optimistic. And granted, the stuff that I'm doing that's a little more heavy is still with a positive perspective and approach. But that's one of the more lightweight songs as far as, energy-wise. And a lot of the rest of the project is me kind of trying to analyze emotions that I may have had in the past that I've suppressed that may have been traumas or something that I may have just kind of developed into a personality trait that's something I want to work on and improve. And the best way for me to do that is to spill it out on the paper and really look at it and try to accept it and let those emotions play their course rather than continuing to trigger those same emotions by suppressing them and then thinking about it and then going, oh, no, that doesn't exist, pushing it back down. You know what I mean? So by really, really allowing those emotions to play out, because they say an emotion lasts 90 seconds. So as long as you're allowing yourself to feel that emotion for 90 seconds, then you're actually allowing that emotion to live its life and run its course. So my goal was more a therapy for myself, in addition to hopefully giving content for other people who may be in a similar scenario that can relate to it to help get them through those same emotions. So that was the game plan with that record, to kind of create a clean slate mentally and help grow to be the best version of myself that I could be and elevate in life.
Very deep stuff, very personal, but having listened through it when I have, very relatable in a lot of levels, but no filler. It's the thing that I love about your music and your push. There's thought involved, there's a process, there's a flow, and you're not just putting out a bunch of filler stuff to make a quick buck or just to waste time.
Right. No, I appreciate that, man. That's always one of the biggest hurdles that I have when making a product is trying to make sure that every song is 110% the best it could be. You know what I mean? Without leaving any limitations or room for improvement. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. Amazing project, and it is titled what again? It's Personal. It's Personal. Yep. Everybody needs to go on all digital outlets. He does have, you still have hard copies in the Sacramento area? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. But Optimiztiq, now, for people that are listening that aren't on the website and seeing all that, it's spell Optimiztiq for the It's Optimiztiq. So instead of Optimiztiq, the S and the C are replaced with a Z and a Q. Again, Optimiztiq. If you just type that into Google, every platform will pop up from my website to Facebook, all that jazz. So yes. So everybody needs to check out all of his music in all digital platforms. But if you're in Sacramento area, he's a really good dude. He might sit down and have coffee or some lunch with you and give some free high fives. High fives and thumbs ups and everything that comes along with being an optimistic individual. So,
let me jump to this next little segment. I have a few segments. Last week, we had some internet issues with my piece of junk laptop.
Rats.
But
stupid internet.
One thing that I go through with all of my guests is some of the stuff in the news, some of this, some of that. Local news. Did you see the thing a few days ago? The guy in Salinas, he was caught on the door knocker camera. He spent 3 hours licking the doorbell. Caught on camera, licking the doorbell. They're still looking for the dude. Okay, is that drugs? Is it mental something? And, hey, there's help out there for you, dude. I guess for drugs, too. But, yeah, that was the standout thing for me.
Maybe he was just trying to be adorable.
Okay. All right.
It was a bell. It was a bell, but it was close.
Okay. He was adorable. Now, I don't know what his deal is, but that was...
I bet you, I mean, I'm sure he was having the high of his life.
Whatever it was, that is the odd news of the week for me. There's always something on Facebook. I could have a whole show regarding memes. I'm a big meme fan.
I love it, man.
Anyway, so as far as what I like to go through with the guests, and again, it failed last week because I didn't realize my laptop was such a shit piece. But
rats.
I look at the things in the news from 25 years ago, plus the top movie, as well as the Billboard. This is all 25 years ago. I figure
awesome.
I figure my listeners, if I went, what happened in 1950? I'm okay.
And 25 years is considered a classic anyway, right?
Yeah, it is. That's part of it, but it's also my listeners are probably going to have a cutoff, especially as the show goes on.
Sure.
Or early 90s is going to be the little target spot. So 25 years ago, blues singer Silas Hogan dies, as does all-star second baseman Johnny Temple. I have no idea who those people are.
Sounds tragic, though.
It is. Somebody dies is tragic.
Right.
Now, here's an interesting one. This is way more mainstream. Detroit police released a sketch of the guy they thought attacked Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Which, obviously, then it was, what's-her-face, Tanya Harding that pulled the deed. But, yeah, so it's interesting. As I do each week, there's going to be new stuff, and it's just funny to look back on that stuff from... You're a little younger than me, so I'm sure it's something you were aware of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, well, especially musically, you know what I mean? But yeah.
We're going to get to that ASAP.
Classic music, of course. But yeah, I mean, the current events, and even if, I think I was like 4 years old at that time, but it's like, that stuff resonates, you know what I mean? And you hear about it years
There's
later.
Like 4 or 5 years later, hey, there's Nancy Kerrigan
exactly.
or whatever. The most popular boy name was Michael?
I think that's still probably a thing.
Probably. The top movie was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Nice.
Which I actually have never seen.
The only thing that pops into my head is the frying pan scene.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
Classic. So let's look at the Billboard. These are things that...
top 40, top 100.
Well, okay, so what I have, Billboard. Rock. The top rock was Pearl Jam, Daughter, Yellow Ledbetter.
What years? I mean, you're saying 25, so
this is 1994.
4, okay.
1994, this week or month or whatever the site showed me.
Okay.
Top 40, Mariah Carey, Hero. So, country song, Faith Hill, Wild One.
Okay.
R&B/hip-hop song, Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk?
Nice.
Now, here's an awesome one. Top hip-hop album, and this was last week with Van B.
Tribe Called Quest.
Doggy Style.
Oh, yes. That was 94. I don't know why I thought that was 93.
94 was where it sat on the charts.
94?
For topping the charts. And it was there for a while. Next week's guest, I'm probably going to say, hey, top hip-hop album, Doggy Style. It's going to be that way for... That damn thing was on there for a year.
Right.
Top Billboard item overall, Mariah Carey Music Box. I had that. Everybody had that.
Sure.
That's why it's top, yeah.
Right.
So...
That's awesome, man.
How do those resonate with you?
I mean, I didn't listen to much pop of the early 90s. I wasn't a huge fan of pop in the early 90s. There's a lot of pop, later that I got into and listened to. But otherwise, Pearl Jam, awesome.
Pearl Jam is very nice.
Fantastic. And of course, Snoop Dogg, I mean, that's without question. That's a record. I actually was doing an event last week. I played a Snoop Dogg Doggy Style song on. I mean, it's an incredible, timeless album. Matter of fact, he went through, I think it was I don't know, it was probably 4 or 5 years ago now, where he released the lost sessions of the Doggy Style record that didn't make the cut onto the album. Were released for the first time, songs that didn't make the cut. And obviously they're not as good as the Doggy Style record, but you get all the sounds, same style, same timestamp as Snoop Dogg was in and mentally at that point. So it's super dope. All about it.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Absolutely.
Well, let's jump into another song. We had High Vibrate. You sent me Slow Me Down. Oh, that features C-Dub.
Yeah.
Hey, we talk about C-Dub in the he's the man. He's a well-known producer and artist, I think equally. He sells so many beats, it's unreal, and he's also a
goofball extraordinaire.
He's a goofball, and he raps too. Let's Let's go ahead and jump into that. Actually, I'm going to play that followed by The War Within. We're going to go back to back on these two tracks, and then tell us a little bit about them once we're done with that.
Sweet, sounds good, man.
What's up, everybody? This is Siren, and you're listening to Happy Hour with DJ Loot.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell me about those tracks.
Slow Me Down. I think that's just about keeping that energy of not getting discouraged, you know what I mean? Because you know how it is, man. You've been active in the scene for years. I'm over the 10-year mark of doing shows with headlining acts alone. And to not get discouraged can be difficult in this music industry because there is no guarantees. But that's pretty much me overcoming that inner chatter of saying, you're not good enough, etc. Any insecurities that you may form and saying nothing's going to slow me down. You know what I mean? If it hasn't this far, it's not going to, in the future. And the following song, The War Within, essentially that, you know what I mean? Dealing with that cliche metaphor of the devil on your shoulder and the angel on your shoulder. You know what I mean? Fighting that war within and learning coping skills and learning to recognize when the devil's in disguise. You know what I mean? And being able to overcome that.
Very great topics, very universal themes.
Sure.
And another thing about the Optimiztiq movement, relatability.
Sure, I appreciate it, man.
Relatability, or even if it's not directly relatable, one thing about what you do is you present things in a way that people can relate in their own way, or you give them a guide to how to relate to it.
Sure. Try to make it something that can make a positive impact in as many lives as possible. You know what I mean?
I relate to Slow Me Down. You and I are in similar paths in those respects.
Absolutely.
So I want to jump into this segment. I think I may have mentioned it, and this is one of the more fun ones. This or that. So I'm going to give you...
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to give you...
This. Oh, is it too soon?
No.
Okay.
No, you're not going to say this or that. It's two options, and you tell me your favorite of the two or whatever the case.
Sick.
And maybe we're going to get in an argument, and I'm going to be booting your ass out the door. But
that's all right, man.
No. Okay, so you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm in. Hit me.
Apple or Android?
Apple all day. That's a biased decision, but Apple.
You're out of here. I'm done. I can't deal with it.
Once you go Mac, you never go back. You know what I mean?
That's a topic for another whole show. Honestly, well, Apple. I'm more militant about Apple versus PC.
Sure, that's where I'm at, bro.
What?
Apple all day. Everything.
Thing with PC, you can build just as powerful and fast of a PC for less. All it is a device that's processing ones and zeros.
I'm with you 100%. It's undebatable that PCs are not only less expensive, they're also further ahead in technology. What Apple is notorious for doing, although they're innovative in their own ways with things, they take technology that's already out and make it as good as it can possibly be. And even though that means that they're usually 2 or 3 years behind in technology. However, the seamlessness and integration with working with video editing, audio editing, and photography editing, it's never given me any issue, whereas I've had issues with PC.
I will agree with Apple being the superior overall, and maybe because of the actual... Let me get another beat playing here. Because of the actual programs, I'm sure some of the best program makers want to go with the machine that has the best... I just have never found a PC program, video editing program, that's superior to a Mac.
Sure.
Video
and it's
program.
all a matter of preference, man. They both do the same things. You know what I mean?
But the thing about it, the PC, let me say the PC haters dislike all the problems associated with mismatched or incorrect drivers. If your drivers are fine and you're not dealing with viruses, that's why I lean toward PC.
Sure.
I hate the Apple OS. Anyway,
Yeah.
I can do a whole show on this. Okay, skiing or snowboarding?
Snowboarding. Well, I don't have my season pass for this year. Rats.
Never did snowboarding. I did skiing once. I did cross country skiing up
nice.
the trail to the top of, or as high as you could go on Lassen. And then I decided, screw the trail. I'm going to downhill ski on cross country.
How was that powder?
Oh, whatever it was, I fell every 10 feet trying to downhill ski on cross country skis. Didn't work.
Yeah, I love snowboarding. Dude, there's no better feeling that I have. I shit you not. No better feeling that I have than the zen, relaxation, the just level of bliss that I'm in when I'm going down a mountain on a snowboard. And you're not thinking about what you need to be doing. That monkey brain kind of just completely calms down. And it allows you to just focus on what it is you're doing and being present in the moment. It's fantastic.
Eventually I'll try it. South Park or Family Guy?
You know what? I gotta say South Park. I love Seth MacFarlane. Like, Seth MacFarlane to me is a saint in the comedy world. And everything he puts his hands on is gold. I'm gonna say South Park only because of nostalgia I have with it.
Nostalgia. And a lot of people would be like, it's the political and the way they spin and pop culture stuff.
They're
Family
incredible.
Guy is simply, if I choose Family Guy overall because of the entertainment value and the silly, dumb
It's incredible.
humor, and that's my type of humor. As Happy Hour progresses, I'm going to come out the shell a little more and be silly and dumb and whatever. I just not quite.
Unite.
I want to make sure I'm not too goofy and off the wall, and people are like, "What's this guy's
Pink
deal?"
Floyd would be proud of you
Pink Floyd.
because you're off the wall.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Fudge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Jackson. I'm gonna say Michael Jackson. I mean, Prince is incredible, and they're both fantastic. But I'm gonna say
Yes.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is the premier performer that is the vocals and dance moves equally. The guy was just.
I mean, I think they're
performance
both
monster.
They're both
Prince
innovators.
played all those instruments though.
Yeah.
it's where I can't decide.
I'm gonna stick.
Me
with
being a
MJ.
multi instrumentalist, I would lean toward Prince.
Okay.
In that sense, but Michael Jackson.
Hey, many people would say
Oh,
Prince.
I don't know what to do. Okay, the year 1997 or 2002.
For just in general,
Whatever it means to you, pick one.
I'm gonna say 2002. Only because 1997, I was 7 years old. You know what I mean? I don't have memories from my 7 year. So,
All right, fair enough. Okay, accordion or harp?
I'm gonna say harp because an accordion, I feel like, can become obnoxious after a course of time. Like, if that's all you're hearing, I can listen to a harp for a lot longer in one sitting than I can listen to an accordion, I think.
Are you aware of the fact that Weird Al Yankovic, as a youth, was given the option of accordion or guitar, and everybody plays guitar, so he chose accordion.
Really? No, I
That's
didn't
Weird
know.
Al Yankovic got started on accordion.
That's hilarious.
And look
I'm
at
not
him now.
knocking the accordion, man, by
No,
any
no.
means.
Oh, one of the next Siren dance songs I'm going to build around very highly affected accordion.
Nice.
Just side note.
Are you going to call the song Accordion to You?
I don't know. Whatever she wants to call it. But yeah, harp, I'm kind of with you on that because, yes, accordion, unless you affect it like crazy and make it into an EDM, it's accordion. Street Fighter 2 or Mortal Kombat?
Bro, Mortal Kombat all day.
The combos. Yeah, you don't really have combos in Street Fighter 2 or otherwise.
Well,
2 is my favorite. That's why.
I mean,
2.
Street Fighter is dope, but
It's more straightforward.
But
It's
Mortal
just-
Kombat was. I mean, if you're talking newer, I'm sure Street Fighter's newer games are way doper than Mortal Kombat. I'm not really huge on their newer games that I've seen. I mean, they're cool. They're doing what they're doing, but I'm just not much of a gamer anymore. Is probably what it is.
Hurry up and get into PS4. I'm gonna get down on some stuff with you. All right, golf or bowling?
If disc golf counts as golf, I'm gonna pick disc golf.
No,
all day.
I'm going clubs and a golf ball.
Bowling.
Bowling, me too.
Yeah.
Leagues for years. Awesome stuff. Okay, travel via train or water vessel. That could be any type of water vessel, just train or water vessel.
You know what? I'm gonna say water vessel. Train. I mean, train's cool, but like being off land, there's something peaceful. If we're assuming that it's 100% safe at all times.
Yeah. Okay, we'll
Water
go there.
vessel. Yeah.
Okay. I've only done one long train trip in my life, and the only long water vessel trip I did was across the English Channel. White Cliffs of Dover over to Amsterdam. So I don't have an opinion on that. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or Nutrageous?
I don't know what Nutrageous is, but I can't have either of them, so I have no opinion.
All right.
But peanut butter all day.
Peanut butter
in general.
August or October?
October, man.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm biased again. It's my birth month.
2 more. Ford or Chevy?
You know what? I've always been against Fords. I always have. However, I just bought my first tour van that happens to be a Ford. And looking at the research of the E-Series past, I might be changing that. So I'm going to say neutral, actually.
Neutral. Last one. Price is Right or Jeopardy?
I want to say Price is Right. Bob Barker's the man.
Well, now you have, what's his face? Drew Carey.
Oh,
is
Drew
he
Carey's,
still doing it?
That's the last I saw, too. But I don't know.
So you're basing
Is he still
it
using
off
that
of,
skinny mic?
I don't know.
Because
I haven't watched. I just know
I feel like that was symbolic for the show.
Oh yeah, the little skinny mic,
pencil mic.
All right, so that does it for this or that.
This and that.
This or that.
Both.
That was well.
I'm just kidding.
Let's just say all of them are good. Move on. Whatever. So, how long is this track? I want to make sure folks know what you're working on, including that big thing you have in the works.
The whatchamacallit. And I don't mean the Hershey's bar.
So the final song that you sent me is, how long is that track? I think we can get that one in.
How neat is that?
I think we can get this sucker in. All right, I'm going to play this final track. It's
cool beans.
Optimiztiq and Magic, and it is Stereotyped by Society.
This one also features C-Dub. He's just all over.
All right, I'm tired. He's going to have to come in here eventually. All right, here we go. Stereotyped by Society.
Hey, this is Riot Craig, and you're listening to Happy Ending with DJ Loot.
Happy hour.
Oh, Happy Hour with DJ Loot.
These guys are
Oh my God, I
crazy.
just slapped myself in the dick by accident.
Really? Come on, Riot.
He's so angry.
Maybe he's just hangry. I'm getting hangry myself.
Yeah, we're about to get some yum-yums in our tum-tums.
So, we've talked about your music, your approach. I am a huge fan of the type of music that you do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
We've
that.
talked about the music, we played the music, but we touched lightly, or I hinted toward your stage performance. You are an amazing, well-prepared performer. You're always, every day it seems I see, here's a flyer for an upcoming Optimiztiq show. You collaborate with several folks. You have Charlie Muscle on a lot of shows, Price.
Of course, Siren.
You have, better be. No, that's good. No, she's part of our circle. You have Magic. Tragic. Does he still go by Tragic Magic?
I don't know. I think it's just interchangeable at this point. I just call him Magic.
He's interchangeable. He's a transformer. It's like, whatever. But that leads me to something you and I have been chatting about that I've been aware of for a little while. You have one of your biggest undertakings ever coming up.
Yes.
What is it?
I just bought my first tour van. It's a groundbreaking moment in my life. We're plotting the first tour. So Charlie Muscle, Siren, and I, we are doing a tour. It is a 2-week, just over 2-week long tour, where we're starting in Chico, hitting Oregon, hitting Washington, hitting Idaho, Utah. We're hitting Colorado. We're hitting Phoenix, and looping back around to Los Angeles in the Bay Area. And then after a couple days of being back, we're going to go to Sacramento. To Stockton. Very
awesome. And the thing with a tour, there's so much planning, but you plan well enough in advance. So this is taking place far enough out from my understanding through talking with Siren about it.
Yes.
What is the time frame of this?
This will be, I believe, April 4th we start. So the first weekend in April is when we're starting.
And it sounds like it's going to be a couple of months or a month and...
We will be done. I believe our last date is the 17th, I believe, or 18th.
Oh, the same month.
Yeah. We're only going just over 2 weeks. Just over 2 weeks.
Okay, but so you're like show.
Oh, every day's a show.
Boom.
We have
Ooh.
one day between Colorado and Phoenix that it's too long of a drive, so there's one break day there, but otherwise every day is a show. Yeah.
Drinking some tea and honey and whatever.
Right.
Make sure nobody gets sick or else... Oh.
Game over.
Wow, why did I go there? Bad juju.
Why'd you have to
from
take it
DJ
there?
Idiot Loot, right?
It's all right,
Damn.
man.
Anybody you want to give special shout-outs or thanks to... We've shouted out a few people. C-Dub got a lot of love.
He got a lot of love, man.
But anybody you want to say hi to or whatever the case?
All the supporters, man. I mean, that's really it. It wouldn't be possible without the supporters and family. You know what I mean? And the music family, of course. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Well, with that being said, Optimiztiq, you've been an awesome guest. I have some shout-outs and things. I'm not going to go through the entire list of flyers. This show ends up being archived as a podcast, downloadable. So everybody that wants to hear about the shows that I mentioned earlier, all like 15 of them, check it out. And, of course, I did say that on the Happy Hour with DJ Loot Facebook like page.
Words are hard, is all I was going to say.
Got words.
Words are hard.
But, I uploaded the actual flyers on the Happy Hour Facebook like page, so everybody can check that out. And there's a lot of great shows, a lot of great artists. So, special shout-outs. The Gatlin has an album he just released, as well as Tallboy Entertainment.
Nice.
And also, don't forget, 2 days from now, you're on it, Cali Fire Volume 7.
Darn tootin'.
That is on all digital platforms. Definitely have to give shout-outs to Mrs. Loot, a.k.a. Kristen, or Kristen, a.k.a. Mrs. Loot.
Woo.
Some people just know her as Mrs. Loot. Also, Tracy Cisco, a.k.a. Ma Loot, my mother, for helping contribute some of the material for some of the news portions.
Nice.
Outside of that, this has been... and actually, the title for episode 2 has been "Be Optimistic." It says it in quotes and everything.
I love it, man.
It's all over the internet. You're famous.
That's a real happy hour.
Yeah. So, all that being said, I look forward to next week's show. I'm going to be announcing on the internet who my guest is or guests are. Until then,
boom.
You've been listening to another episode of Happy Hour with DJ Loot. Be sure to tune in Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Until next time.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.